Good morning, physics. How you doing, man? So on this really rainy day, checking out this new expansion from Native Instruments, which is called Echo Versions. It's a whole bunch of kind of dub reggae styles, and there are some amazing little kits here. So there's a real selection. Some of these, what I would probably class as kind of dub reggae. Some of these seem to be a bit kind of housey and kind of techie. But some of the textures sound very authentic. And at the moment, I'm just going through the preset kits. Shout out to Charlotte Moss, how you doing? Amigo Dubs. Rainy Saturday morning. Checking out some of these expansions on Maschine. This is a great new expansion, but I mean, some of these are quite housey, it seems. So some of these textures are like really, I mean, look, I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to dub reggae. I am an appreciator of it. But a lot of these are sounding quite authentic to me. It must be really hard to put together an authentic dub reggae expansion because it's such a sound, it's such a defined sound, and there are certainly experts that make this kind of sound. Certainly feels like it's got the kind of textures. You know, like sometimes it's that kind of cheap, almost like kind of springy reverb kind of vibe that's going on and phasing. Yeah, I mean, that to me sounds authentic. But like I said, I'm not an expert when it comes to dub reggae. But you can hear that kind of spring reverb thing going on. And also the phasing, particularly, you can hear that. Yeah, and certainly some of these have got a bit of a kind of house kind of vibe to them. Yeah, I mean, look, that kind of space around there was almost like a kind of rim shot. Okay, and this is a kit called Spring Kit, so I'm assuming that this whole thing is being put through a spring reverb. So the expansion is called Echo Versions, and this is new from Native Instruments. And expansions are essentially sample packs, and you know, you load them up inside Maschine and off you go. You've got these preset kits that you can start working with, but yeah, you can equally twist them up and do your own kind of thing. So don't feel, if you're listening to something here, that you're going to have to do something that's very specifically in that style. I'll just come back to the beginning. And what I'll do is, just as a little demo, I'll pick out something and I'll make something with it. Now, I like that. Mainly because it's kind of washed with all of the kind of spring reverb stuff, and there's that phasey kind of aspect to it. Let me see. Whoa. I'm curious, that seems to be going through some kind of effect. It's running through a filter with an LFO on it. So you got that movement, you know, it's kind of going on a journey. Yeah, I mean, that is real. Oh, and that sounds good to me. It sounds authentic. But what kind of tempo is this? That's because it's got the echo seems to be embedded within. Is it tempo synced? Yeah, potentially. I'm assuming we go for a lower tempo with this sort of stuff. Let me just listen. Even though it feels too fast, I would go and make this slower. Yeah, Bell in the Boombox. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, going for authentic. And that's one of the things that I was saying before, because, you know, this stuff, the authentic stuff comes from a particular place. Generally, you would expect it to come out of Jamaica, and that there are very skillful and, you know, there are experts in this area. Absolutely. So it's always going to be a challenge for a company to put together a sample pack that is claiming to be authentic. You know, I haven't seen the marketing on this, by the way, so I don't know what they're actually claiming. But for me, as a kind of an appreciator, relatively from afar of dub reggae, it's certainly not my expert area, but I like the sound for sure. I prefer dub reggae to kind of reggae, which I sometimes feel is a bit kind of commercial in a way, not in a negative way, because commercial music has its place, but the dubby stuff has always appealed to me more. I think it's more the kind of the effects and the treatment of sounds and the space, and also that kind of outer worldly kind of texture to it, which is something that I really appreciate. So what I'll do is let me just see about kind of tempo's at 87. Feels like it needs to be a bit slower than that. So yeah, let me just see. I'll record something in. I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to programming this kind of stuff, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with the hi-hats. In fact, I'll use that, but I'll take it down. Yeah, that works, that works. Oh, here's the bass. Let me get that onto the keyboard. There we go. This is crazy. All of a sudden I'm making dub reggae. Okay, let's go back to the other sounds here. Okay, what I'll do actually is I'll double the pattern and then play that towards the end of the 4 bars. Okay, let me work this out. Okay, wicked. So that's great. So that's coming from one of the kits. And if you're interested in getting this or you have it, that's the ritual kit. Let me layer up another one. And these are kind of like, in a way, they're kind of musical examples. So what I'm going to do here is I'll pick something radically different. So it may be in a different key. I'm not sure. But I'm just looking for some more elements and I'll see what comes up. Okay, so there are some textures that I liked there. I'm just going to load this up because, as I said, it's got some of these real kind of the spacey stuff. It's like the spring reverby stuff and the phasing that very much seems to be part of this. And Bell in the Boombox, I mean, yeah, mixed down with the authentic gear is probably what's happening. I mean, I don't know. It certainly sounds, as I said, I'm not an expert with this style of music, but for me, it sounds authentic. So there are certain textures. So I'll play once again what I put together with the other kit, which is this, which for a non-dub reggae person sounds actually like it's working, which is interesting. So there's a lot of fun there. So this next one, is there something new that I can add? Yeah, that was the thing that I liked from this kit. It's that kind of phased hi-hat thing. And I'm not sure the mic might be picking up the noise from the pad bashing because I tend to hit these quite hard. I'll try and do it gently. I've got fixed velocity on here, by the way. Yeah, wicked. That sounds great. So this phased kind of hat is sitting really nicely on top. In fact, that was what was missing for me. It needed some kind of like high-end thing. So I put in that very simple closed hat before. And now that sounds great. So what else do I have on this? So it's almost like an 808 conga or something. I don't know if that's going to sit. I don't think it needs that. I guess what I'm looking for actually now is a vocal sample. So I'm going to go through the kits here. I'm going to see if there's anything dedicated to vocals. I'm not sure. But then looking down the list, I saw... Now this seems to be more kind of percussion. Well, that's got some lovely textures. I think what it is that there's some element of guitar that gets run through the phaser that then has the spring reverb that sounds, it's almost got that definitive texture to it. And I'm assuming whoever put the expansion together would have used the authentic equipment. And there's the spring reverb again. But I'm looking for a vocal of some kind. But you know what I can do is I'm on the groups at the moment, which is the example kits. If I go instead to samples, so I go to one shots, I'm going to see if there are any vocals. Yeah, there is a category, but is there anything on the list? There's only 2. Okay, well look, I'll bring this one in. Sounds good, but I need to change the key. I think it's quite nice actually like that. But I think that sits better. So I've taken it 2 semitones up. So I might place that towards the end of that other sequence. Let's have a look. Maybe stretch this out. Yeah, so I think that's nice. So look, yeah, I'm just playing around with this. You've seen there that I've managed to put together something that sounds authentic from two kits on the collection. Echo versions, if you're into this vibe, it does seem to be a great choice for the dub reggae. And shout to whoever put this thing together, because to me, as a non-expert of dub reggae, this is sounding really good. So just let me know what you think. I'm going to put some element of an archived version of this video up. So yeah, put your comments down there. All right, have a great weekend.